have a reputation of showing up for weird
Showings of paranatural activity! Ay ay ay. If you're wondering what the Federal Bureau of Control is and what the heck they do in Control and Alan Wake, we at Game Rant have got you covered in this bite-sized lore. The Federal Bureau of Control, we'll call them the FBC from now on, is a secret agency of the US government headquartered in New York City. They reside in the oldest house, which is mysteriously hidden from non-FBC employees, despite being a giant building in plain sight. The FBC is led by a director who oversees all bureau duties, with the current director being Control protagonist Jesse Faden. The Bureau focuses on all abnormal elements in the world that say, screw the laws of reality, we do our own thing. Also known as the Paranatural, a combination of paranormal and supernatural. Their responsibilities include finding, researching, and, well, controlling the Paranatural with the intention of understanding its bizarre phenomena. By extension, they also, no exaggeration, save the world from a paranatural takeover. These paranatural elements they focus on take shape in various forms, starting with the most prominent one, Altered World Events, or AWEs for short. AWEs are leaks from other dimensions entering our universe, altering our reality. The FBC contains AWEs around the globe, most notably on multiple occasions in Bright Falls, Washington, where residents of Bright Falls became infected or taken by a dark presence. This is of course where the events of Alan Wake take place. Next are altered items, everyday items which have become infused with paranatural abilities as a result of AWEs. They contain random powers of different magnitudes and exude themselves on both a physical and psychological level, from a tree that audibly repeats what was spoken to it, to a fridge that kills you if no eye contact is kept with it. Due to the results being extremely unpredictable, the FBC requires vastly different procedure from one altered item to the next. Next are objects of power, which are similar to altered items, but give certain individuals like Jesse Faden, who exhibit paranatural powers, known as parautilitarians, paranatural abilities. A well-known object of power is the service weapon, a weapon wielded exclusively by the Bureau's director, which takes a different shape depending on the individual. Yeah, it's random, get used to it. Next are places of power. No, not those, these places of power, which rather than objects exhibiting random as hell abilities, are entire locations which act on its own set of random rules. The most prominent example of a place of power is, well, the FBC HQ itself, the oldest house, known for its ever-shifting rooms which, if not vigilant, can swallow people whole. Lastly are paranatural entities, and my god, they're the weirdest of the bunch. These range from physical entities like a glowing eye with bug legs, yes, that is a real sentence I just said, to less palpable energies. A couple of examples are Polaris, Jesse's guiding companion only seen as glowing triangles, and the Hiss, the hostile resonance that invaded the oldest house and are the antagonist in 2019's Control. Oh yeah, there's also the Board, whatever the hell they are. They're pretty much the real leader of the FBC, giving orders to directors and even approving future directors. And this ties right into the FBC structure. How each paranatural situation is handled really depends on the specific area, and the Bureau has established multiple divisions to optimally respond. Depending on the division, they either work exclusively inside the oldest house, or operate both internally and externally in the oldest house and out in the field. Starting off is the Executive Department. Executive is responsible for the more general yet crucial operations of the Bureau, such as communications, an essential department in maintaining Bureau secrecy and paranatural cover-ups with the outside world.
Maybe you're seeing colors that we have no name for. Maybe your toaster is possessed. Remember, dear listeners, when no one else believes you, we do. America Overnight, we'll be right back.
Next is maintenance, which is strictly internal and primarily powers Bureau HQ. They do also have a mining facility for a material known as black rock, which is essential in combating the paranatural, like a shield or a kryptonite. Moving on to a pillar division of the Bureau, research. This is where all things paranatural study take place. From understanding the effects of altered items, developing protective measures against the paranatural, including the HRAs which protected FBC staff against the Hiss invasion, and experimentation in controlling the paranatural. Their influence is so prominent that they operate just as much externally as they do internally, as seen by their nursery rhymes present around Bright Falls in Alan Wake 2, as well as the lake house facility constructed for study of the Dark Place Threshold at Cauldron Lake. And of course, it is impossible to discuss the research division without highlighting its ex-head of research, Dr. Casper Darling. Honestly, an entire video could be dedicated to this man alone, but what I will say now is he is both responsible for advancing Bureau research decades ahead, as well as nearly destroying the Bureau.
We are about to be exposed to a different kind of resonance. Hostile, viral, invasive resonance.
Now focusing on another crucial division, containment, which is exactly what it sounds like. They operate exclusively in HQ and are primarily responsible for containing altered items in the Panopticon. On some occasions, they contain para-utilitarians in holding cells, such as Dylan Faden, brother of Control's protagonist, Jesse Faden. It's described as a paranatural, maximum security prison, where if a breakout were to occur, well, listen for yourself.
If this place were ever breached, it would be chaos of biblical proportions.
Now onto the last division, investigations, the men and women in black of the Bureau. Whenever there's reports of the paranatural, this is the division deployed to the front line. They're the FBC's first responders who are a jack of all trades, containing, denying, and combating all things paranatural activity. They've responded to dozens of AWEs since the 1950s, including every single Bright Falls incident from 1970 to 2023. And while they do have an internal office at the oldest house, it's been all but diminished, with their external operations now being the division's backbone. A crucial member of investigations is Field Agent Kieran Estevez, who responded to the most recent Bright Falls AWE as seen in Alan Wake 2, as well as investigating the FBC's Lake House facility in Alan Wake 2's Lake House expansion. So, the current status of the FBC is in disarray, and the future of the Bureau is both promising and volatile. The FBC is still recovering from the Hiss invasion in Control, with the oldest house still under lockdown, cut off from all other FBC facilities, and putting operations to a near Bureau-wide standstill. Bureau management is all but KIA, except for Dr. Darling trapped in wherever the heck this is. That said, the Hiss threshold has been closed, at least for now, and Team Firebreak will purge all remaining Hiss. Jesse Faden has taken the position of Bureau Director after the late Director Zachariah Trench, and has appointed successors to all heads of management. Between multiple AWEs Kieran continues to investigate and the upcoming Control 2, the Bureau is going to have a busy future. Oh, right! Speaking of Control 2, there's Dylan Faden, the Bureau's wildcard. In the recent Lake House expansion, Kieran finds Dylan still locked in the Panopticon, sharing a vision, a teaser for Control 2!
Tell Jesse I tried. I really did.
Alex Casey was right. The FBC handles all the weird shit.